The 48 Strategies of Influence. Introduction. Power is an elusive force, sought after by many, mastered by few. It is not merely about control, but about influence, strategy, and understanding human nature. Some rise to power through wisdom, others through manipulation. But in the end, the ones who wield it effectively shape the world around them. This is not just a book about tactics. It is a journey into the mind of a strategist. Through the experiences of a man named Rami, we explore the unspoken rules that govern power, influence, and leadership. His journey will reveal how power is gained, maintained, and, if mishandled, lost. Chapter 1. The Nature of Power. Rami had always been ambitious, but ambition alone was never enough. He had witnessed powerful individuals rise and fall, some celebrated as leaders, while others were discarded like forgotten relics. He wanted to understand the difference. One evening, in the dimly lit library of his mentor, he came across an old manuscript detailing the principles of power. As he turned the pages, he realized that power was neither good nor evil. It was a tool, wielded by those who understood its rules. The first lesson was clear. Power is perception. People will treat you based on the image you project, not the truth of who you are. Chapter 2. Conceal your intentions. Rami's first real test came when he was vying for a promotion at his firm. He had always been open about his aspirations, believing that honesty was a virtue. But time and again he saw colleagues surpass him. Colleagues who revealed little yet acted decisively. His mentor's words echoed in his mind. Reveal too much, and you give others the chance to outmaneuver you. Conceal your intentions, and you remain unpredictable. Taking this to heart, Rami began to speak less about his plans. Instead of declaring his ambitions, he listened, observed, and acted only when the time was right. Soon he noticed a shift. People no longer saw him as a competitor to be blocked, but as an enigma they couldn't quite decipher. Chapter 3. Always say less than necessary. One of the most powerful lessons Rami learned was the value of silence. He had always believed that articulating his thoughts clearly would earn him respect. But in a world where words could be weapons, speaking too much could be a liability. At a high-stakes negotiation, he watched as his rival, a seasoned executive, remained silent while others argued their positions. When he finally spoke, his words carried weight, forcing everyone to reconsider their stance. That day, Rami understood. The less you say, the more others fill in the gaps, and often they will assume what benefits you the most. Chapter 4. Master the Art of Timing. Rami soon realized that power was not only about action, but also about knowing when to act. He observed how some individuals rushed into decisions only to regret them later, while others waited patiently for the right moment. His mentor advised, "Timing is everything. Strike too soon, and you expose yourself. Wait too long, and the opportunity is lost." The key is to sense the rhythm of events and move when the tide is in your favor. Taking this lesson to heart, Rami practiced patience. When confronted with an impulsive decision, he forced himself to pause, analyze, and choose the moment with precision. This small adjustment made a significant difference in how people responded to him. His words carried weight, his actions seemed calculated, and his influence grew. Chapter 5. Guard your reputation fiercely. A powerful lesson came when Rami found himself the target of office gossip. A rival sought to tarnish his name, spreading rumors that questioned his loyalty. Instead of reacting emotionally, Rami remembered a crucial principle. Your reputation is your strongest asset. Protect it at all costs. Rather than confronting his accuser directly, Rami strengthened his alliances. He ensured that his work spoke louder than any rumor. Within weeks, the gossip faded, and his reputation emerged stronger than before. He learned that power is not only about building a name, but also about defending it against those who seek to undermine it. Chapter 6. Keep others dependent on you. Rami observed how those in power never made themselves easily replaceable. They built networks where their expertise, resources, or influence were indispensable. If people need you, they cannot betray you, his mentor explained. Make yourself a valuable asset, and they will think twice before opposing you. Taking this advice, Rami positioned himself as an expert in his field. He mentored colleagues, became the go-to person for problem-solving, and subtly ensured that removing him would cause disruption. As a result, he gained leverage. His value was too high for anyone to dismiss. Chapter 7. Crush your enemy completely. Not all power struggles end peacefully. One day, Rami faced a direct challenge from a rival who sought to discredit him publicly. His instinct was to compromise, to find middle ground, but he soon realized that half measures left room for future threats. His mentor's advice was clear. Never leave an enemy wounded. If they have the means to retaliate, they eventually will. If you must engage in conflict, ensure it ends decisively in your favor. Rami acted strategically, exposing his rival's weaknesses in a way that left no room for counterattack. The result was clear. His opponent lost credibility, and Rami's authority was cemented. Chapter 8. Control the narrative. Rami discovered that power was not just about actions, but also about perception. People believe stories more than facts, and those who control the narrative control the outcome. Instead of letting others define his reputation, Rami became the storyteller of his own success. He framed his achievements, his decisions, and even his setbacks in ways that made him appear stronger, more strategic, and always in control. By shaping how others saw him, he ensured that his influence extended beyond his immediate actions. His reputation carried its own momentum. Chapter 9. Plan all the way to the end. One of Rami's greatest lessons was understanding that power is not won in the moment, but in the long game. Many fail because they only think 1 or 2 steps ahead, but true power lies in anticipating every possibility before making a move. With each decision, Rami trained himself to ask, where will this lead? What comes after this victory? He learned to never celebrate too soon, never assume an opponent was defeated until the game was truly over, and never make a move without knowing his next 3. This principle protected him from pitfalls that others blindly walked into. It made him not just a player, but a master of the game. Epilogue. The path of influence. As Rami reflected on his journey, he realized that power was not about force, but about strategy. Not about deception, but about foresight. He had learned that power was not something one simply had. It was something one continually built, defended, and wielded wisely. And so, his journey continued. Not as someone seeking power, but as someone who understood it. The end.